Today's Bible history is an in-depth exploration of Joshua, a central figure in the Old Testament who succeeded Moses as the leader of Israel. We will dive into his life, leadership, and legacy using the ESV English Standard Version translation to ensure accuracy and clarity. Joshua, originally named Hoshea, meaning Wahr salvation, was born in Egypt during Israel's time of slavery. Moses later changed his name to Joshua, meaning why Yahweh is salvation, highlighting his role as a deliverer appointed by God. Joshua first appears prominently as a military leader in Exodus 17, where he leads Israel to victory against the Amalekites. Moses, Aaron, and Hur stood on a hilltop, praying and holding up Moses' hands. As long as Moses' hands were raised, Joshua prevailed. This showed early in Joshua's life the direct link between obedience to God and victory. Joshua also became Moses' personal assistant and protege, spending significant time with him, learning leadership and faithfulness firsthand. Exodus 24:13 notes Joshua accompanying Moses up Mount Sinai to receive the Ten Commandments. Joshua witnessed firsthand the profound glory and power of God, deeply influencing his faith and leadership. Joshua was also one of the 12 spies sent by Moses to scout the promised land of Canaan in Numbers 13. Joshua, along with Caleb, gave a positive and faith-filled report, urging the Israelites to trust God's promise despite formidable enemies. Their faith contrasted sharply with the unbelief and fear of the other 10 spies, who convinced the Israelites to rebel against entering the promised land, resulting in God's judgment. Israel's wandering for 40 years in the wilderness until that unbelieving generation died out. After Moses' death, Joshua became the official leader of Israel. God personally encouraged Joshua in Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. This divine encouragement set the tone for Joshua's leadership. Joshua then led Israel across the Jordan River miraculously. As the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant stepped into the river, the waters parted, allowing the Israelites to cross on dry ground, Joshua 3. This miracle affirmed Joshua's leadership to the Israelites and demonstrated God's ongoing presence. Joshua also established memorial stones at Gilgal, commemorating Israel's miraculous crossing. This served as a permanent reminder of God's faithfulness to future generations, Joshua 4. One of Joshua's most notable victories came with the conquest of Jericho. Under God's specific instructions, Joshua had the Israelites march around the city walls once daily for 6 days. On the seventh day, they circled the city 7 times, blew their trumpets, and shouted loudly, causing the walls to collapse miraculously, Joshua 6. The conquest of Jericho symbolized that Israel's victories were dependent on their obedience to God rather than military strength. However, following Jericho, Israel faced defeat at Ai because of sin within the camp. Unknown to Joshua, a man named Achan violated God's command by taking forbidden spoils from Jericho, including silver, gold, and a beautiful Babylonian garment, and hiding them in his tent. When Joshua first sent a small force against Ai, assuming it would be easily taken, the Israelites were surprisingly defeated. Losing about 36 men, Joshua and the elders of Israel were deeply distressed and sought the Lord in prayer. God revealed to Joshua the presence of hidden sin, instructing him to investigate and purge the wrongdoing from Israel. Through a careful, divinely guided process, action was identified. Joshua confronted Achan, who confessed his sin. Ashan, his family, and all his possessions were then taken to the valley of Achor, where they were stoned and burned, symbolizing the severe consequences of disobedience. After dealing decisively with this sin, Israel once again attacked Ai, this time achieving a clear and decisive victory. This incident underscored the critical importance of obedience, purity, and accountability within God's people. Joshua continued to lead Israel through numerous battles, conquering the land promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. One of the most remarkable events was the battle against the Amorite coalition of 5 kings described in Joshua 10. In this battle, the Gibeonites, allies of Israel, were attacked, prompting Joshua to lead a swift counterattack. As the battle progressed, Joshua made a bold prayer to God, commanding the sun and moon to stand still to prolong daylight and secure complete victory. Joshua 10:12 and 113 states, "Was sun, stand still at Gibeon, and Munman is the valley of Ajalon." Miraculously, God answered his prayer, causing the sun to remain motionless for about a whole day, allowing Israel ample time to defeat their enemies comprehensively. This extraordinary event underscored Joshua's faith and God's willingness to intervene supernaturally on behalf of his people. Joshua also led a significant campaign in the northern regions of Canaan, battling against powerful kings led by Jabin, king of Hazor. These northern kings formed a vast coalition intending to halt Israel's advance. However, through divine guidance and Joshua's courageous leadership, Israel launched a surprise attack, routing their enemies and destroying their chariots and horses, securing a critical victory. Joshua 11. Hazor, the central stronghold of this northern alliance, was burned completely as a symbolic act of total victory. Throughout his campaigns, Joshua systematically divided the Promised Land among the 12 tribes of Israel, ensuring each received their inheritance as directed by God. This land distribution fulfilled the ancient promises to the patriarchs, signifying God's faithfulness. Joshua emphasized covenant faithfulness, continually reminding Israel to remain obedient to God's law. Before his death, Joshua delivered a powerful farewell speech, urging Israel to serve God wholeheartedly. He famously declared, "But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Joshua 24:15. Joshua's declaration serves as an enduring testament to his unwavering commitment and a call for steadfast loyalty from all Israelites. Joshua died at the age of 110, and his leadership left a lasting legacy of faithfulness, courage, and obedience. His life and leadership set a pattern for Israel, emphasizing that success comes through trusting and obeying God. If you enjoyed learning about the Bible, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what story you want to see next.